Morning, morning, morning. Yes, Mr. Kirchhoff, Kirche means church. Just here through the closed window, silently this satanic church builds from this Satan point 2.0. That's a bad omen, that's a bad omen. And also this Mr. Churchyard already is so lazy. He spread his nonsense already without tipping. Yes, what we have here. Incredible nonsense of Mr. Churchyard. Yes, this idiot has nothing better to do than to waste his time in this way. Yes. Nothing better to do. Nothing better to do. Is interested in to continue his existence and the existence of some flowers he loved in his times when he walked here as a little boy in a natured paradise. What an absurd activity that he want to rescue the paradise of his childhood. Better should watch fantastic soccer games, and when then one of these teams win, then he will reach the paradise, the total happiness of that was the managers of big companies here planned for him, because all these teams was founded to split the workers, to split them. They are not the workers. Now they are enemies from each other, from the company of VW, there's a soccer team, and the other companies from chemistry, there's a soccer team, and all this famous soccer shit was founded to split the workers, the working class, yeah. And they are very, 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 very against this such framings like working class. They know very well which class they belong to, but they don't want that the others, their victims, also know this, and that they know that they are all together victims. Yes. And that they play with them like puppets or like chessboard figures, and they they take all poor people and all working people. They take them like beers with rings in the nose and let them fight against each other. Fight poor people against refugees, refugees against other refugees, and so on and so on. And yes, and at the top of in the sunshine, in the bright sunshine of the mountain of so many bloody corpses, they are standing there in the sunshine and smiling, so happy about this happy world of joy and happiness. Yes. Happy, joy. The bees are just extincted by intention to stop all to stop all individual agriculture. They want to overtake Mr. Billy Boy. They want to overtake all sweet water and all nutrition and so on. They want to be rule. They are the council of the gods. Yes, like they called themselves like the council of the gods before they intended to make the World War I a consortium of buyer of BASF, and was also in this dirty game, Bayer BASF, I think IG Farm or so. Yes, and they called themselves, that is a historical fact, the Council of the Gods, wanted to rule whole mankind with a medical, pharmaceutical and chemical cartel, and the rules, strict rules of this cartel. This should, the winning emperor of Germany should do this job for them. And he was a neurotic. His own mother ridiculed him because he had not a good constitution and a bad, I think his left arm was not okay from birth, and he was a neurotic person. And after he caused here a slaughterhouse, he was, as we say here, silently crying. He walked or he ran away to Netherlands to live there in happiness. Yes, and the inflation in Germany, yes, after the World War I. Each inflation on Earth is always by intention caused by that person which has the power for this. So the person of the elites, banks and so on, the national economy, the national banks and so on. They have the power to do this, and each inflation always is caused by intention. It's not accident. Each inflation on Earth is caused by intention, and they did this because they borrowed from all people here money to make this war, and the poor slaughtered each other in the interests of the rich. Then they paid this with these credits, and at the end, this rich just cancelled all these credits by making inflation. Yes, if the government has, let's say, to a private person 100,000 Reichsmark credits, so you make an inflation, and the real worth of this 100,000 is maybe you can just buy you can bust none, you not even can buy a sandwich from this. And in this way, by the way, this infamous rat of 2 meters height, Mr. Friedrich Flick, became rich. He bought this and this and this. First he studied in economics, yes, and he bought this and this, also large amounts of old iron and steel. So he bought so many, but he did not pay. He said, "I pay later, a little bit later." when the sum he pay is still, well, let's say 1 million. But there is a hyperinflation, and this 1 million, okay. Hey, little boy, you have there in your box some money. Give it to me. I will just pay this luxury residence here I bought by credit. This way, all these speculating persons become rich from war, and they love war, and they always make more war, and they always cause a war. These Wall Street idiots and other idiots. And by the way, CIA was founded from Wall Street bankers, and German Springer concern, Bild Zeitung, was founded from the CIA, $7 million. And in the constitutions of the Springer company, there is written that each person which works for them has to carefully fight for the interests for the North Atlantic, and so on and so on. You could also say for the interests of the military-industrial complex and for the whole Wall Street, the Bild Zeitung has to fight for. And our famous, nice Chancellor Angela Schmidt, daughter of a Protestant, the circle close again. She's a good coffee cup and honey pie friend, shatter friend of this owner of the Springer concern. It's this wonderful, wonderful times here. wonderful. Don't worry, be happy. Yes, yes, don't worry, be happy. Because you can only die one time. It's a very, very nice, wonderful. You can only die one time. It's so wonderful. Yes, nuclear weapons. One strategic hydrogen bomb, you can destroy whole North Rhine-Westphalia. Yes, you can die only one time. That's a wonderful message. Then the artificial intelligence. Then they intentionally destroy all bees by Leverkusen. It's not a collateral damage, it's intention. They want to control the whole agriculture here. They bought Monsanto. And these companies, they bought more than 8,000 seed production little companies since the 1990s. These chessboard players, and they are megalomaniacs, and because of this, in all their chessboard games, there is one little, very, very small mistake. Very small mistake, a very small mistake only, but yes, they don't have a reserve Earth, not a second Earth, so they will die with us. It's the only little mistake of this megalomaniac councils of gods, of all these living gods, that they will die with us. Only little small mistakes. They have no reserve planet, and they assume that they will survive destruction of the whole biosphere. In 2100, 90% of all species will be gone. This says science, not only a stupid psychopath called Martin Kirchhoff. This says biological science, 90%. And 2100 is only a human number. It's not a border of nature to say, hey, now we stop extinction. So this extinction go on and on. 90%, that's not a limit. It's only by chance at this place on the way upstairs. We make halt. This strange dry nose apes made this decimal system, and some pope, some religious alpha ape makes this Gregorian calendar. So we have 2100 decimal system. The Mayas had another. Their year was 360 days, and the number 60 was very interesting for them. You can divide 60 by 2, by 3, by 4, by 5, by 6, by 10, by 12, by 15, by 20, by 30. Interesting number 60. And this Maya skilled mathematic, they could predict the darkness of sun from the moon and so on, and it's a very good thing to impress people. So they also had the clerus, they also had nobles, and the Aztec civilization also was, let's say, they had a little bit Christian minds. For example, they sacrificed helpless little girls or young women with a big ceremony by living, cut the head off out of them. And this unpleasant behavior is now, I discussed, chatted with an US-American idiot. He said, okay, to genocide 800 nations, so what? The Aztecs was brutal persons. That's this justice. Okay. So I know that several aunts are quite brutal against each other. So this gives me the right to go to my neighbor and slaughter him, I think. Yes, I will do this immediately, because I need Yes, I need his amplifier. My amplifier is not so very good. Maybe he has a good amplifier. I cut him his neck, and then I say to the judge, hey, also the ants, here, I visited them in my garden, they kill each other. So I have the right to do this with my neighbor, Mr. X. Yes, this is kind of argumentation. If you say, hey, we just, our ancestors just slaughtered 800 Native American nations, but why not? We know that in Latin America, the Aztecs was brutal persons. It's the same logic of argumentation. And if I would say, hey, judge, why I should not kill my neighbor, slaughter him, and cook a good soup from his bone and his meat, because I saw the ants in my garden did the same. Yes, yes. Okay, it's another species, but doesn't matter. We know each American races know there are different types of tribes. One was the African tribe, another tribe, other tribe. They're like different species for these British ultra-racists. Call themselves religious, call themselves Protestant, yeah. Another type. So they explain that in the Bible is written, the first human beings was Adam and Eve, and their two sons. And from them come all human beings, no. And then it's called, and these sons of Adam and Eve go to out of the world and married other persons. What other persons? If Adam and Eve was the first human beings, what about other persons? What is that? So the other they married must have been not human, because in the Bible is written the first two humans was Adam and Eve. So the other was not human, and to slaughter an Indian from Latin America is to slaughter a not human being like an ant from my garden. And this I would tell the judge, yes, and then he will take me into the closed station forever. Yes, indeed. And that is exactly the reason why I will not do this. First, and second, because I'm a person which has ethics, with is not a swine like most from the theist fraction. I don't do something like this because I feel the pain of others. I feel the pain. Yes, this is something which is not it's not really the best sport of a theist person. A theist person has the first premise, yes, that he's big sugar daddy in the sky must be number one. That's the first premise. And for this he slaughter, he kill, he destroy. For this he destroy the whole planet if necessary. Yes, and that is this protestants just do from Texas. Finish of biosphere of planet Earth done by Texas fanatic religious. That's it. What a kind of moral is this? First come our alpha ape, our sugar daddy in the sky, and then everything else. Yes. And that's not my moral. I'm an honorable half man, half woman, whatever. Yes. But I'm not a swine, like these theists. You must be a swine to believe in Bible, where it's written you can make slavery, and you can you should kill your own children if they are not obedient, and if your bride is not innocent in the wedding night, you have to kill her. To accept such a book, you have to be a swine, yes, and nothing else. Same Quran, same Talmud, and same Bhagavad Gita. Widow burning. What's that? What's that? Friendly, nice joke of this nation full of culture. Leaded to independence from this ultra-racist swine Mahatma Gandhi, who was very, very, very pissed off to be jailed in Africa. Why? Because he was jailed together with this black vicarious, and he wanted to make war with the British against the Africans. But they trusted him. Don't trust him. That's the kind of hero of India, Mr. Swine Mahatma Gandhi. Yes, a man who hated life. He hated and despised life. This person. And I despise persons which despise life. I love life. I love the life. I love to exist. And I despise people which despise life and nature. That what is our true mother. After this unpleasant words, some unpleasant text. And thank you very much, Military Bishop Oberbeck, who tells us in public on YouTube, without religion there exists no humanity. Thank you. You only need not to complete your statement. Tell me what I am. A bacteria, a virus, a rat, a swine, or what else? Yes, I think the biology lecture of Mr. Military Bishop Oberbeck will be interesting for me. Man who earns 10,000 euro a month as a single, and 30% about, or a third is from ACES taxes. It's from public taxes. It's not from church taxes. Yes, and such people go, which made the Holocaust possible in times of Nazi Germany, and go and they want to be leaders in morals. As this nebulous head, Mr. Gregor Gysi, from where is he? Is he from Mars or from where is he? That he goes to the church, make an interview, and say there, yes, the communists have no authority to make any leading or any more authority. But the Roman Catholic Church can do this, yes. They are very good in this job. This 50 million killed in South America, 6 million tortured to death. Here